Okay, since my base is 2, whenever I go over 1, how far up am I? 2. If I go over 2, how far up am I? 4. This is like going over 2 is like raising 2 to the 2 power. So 1, 2 should take me up 4. Going backwards 1 from the center point is like raising 2 to the negative 1 power.
Can I put like a vertical axis down the center?
Yeah, I mean, make a little mark.
Oh,
This is like your new x-axis if you wanted it to be. So you could graph everything like it's off of your new x-axis right there. That could be like your new 0, 0. Then you could totally ignore your h's and k's from there on. So that gives you a new center. Again, if you don't like that and you want to just plug in points, whenever you plug in points, what points should you be plugging into your graph? Or into your equation? You should be plugging in 3, 4, and 2. You get those points from your h value. You should always plug in at least 3 points. You should plug in the points of your h value and 1 point on each side. So if you're the type that you would prefer just to plug in points, go for it. I'm okay with that. This is how I build my graph. I like finding the center point and just build my graph off of that center point. Okay, let me do one more with you. Example 7 we'll get back to here. We'll get back to that example here in a little bit. Okay, example 6. Just puts everything together, so let's try that one real quick. Where's my asymptote? At 3. Okay, you have to be careful. What is my h value? No, it's 4. If I take this negative has to go in here to this 2 in order for me to get this graphed correctly. In order to take that negative out, I have to take it out of the entire thing. So my actual exponent up here is this. So in order to take that negative out and put it with the 2, I have to take it out of the entire exponent. So that's going to become an x minus 4. So my actual h value is positive 4. Okay. From here, I'm going to start graphing. Now, I'm negative, which means I'm going to be below my asymptote, correct? So I'm going to be right here because I'm 1 below that point. Okay, since I have 1/2, it's going to be decay. So I'm going to be here, and on the other side is where I'm going to go up. So there's my graph. Now, if I put a number in front of there, what do I do with my y values? What happens if I do this? How does that change my graph?
It, yeah.
Doesn't work very well with slope on exponentials. But it takes all my y values and it takes them times -3. It takes this distance here times -3. So, this distance right here is going to be right here. This point right here, that's down 2, right? 2 times -3 is -6. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That point's going to be right there. I have a feeling I don't have enough room for that one. This one is 1/2. 1/2 times 3 is 3/2. That one's going to be right there. That one's 1/4. 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. That one's going to be right there. So if you have a number in front of there with an a value, what you do is you take your normal distances that you would go and you take them times that a value. So if your normal distance above the asymptote is 1, you take that times your a. If your normal distance above the asymptote is 3, you take that times a. So it takes your y distances times a. I'm talking way too much. It's taking too long. Okay, natural number. Is E. You guys know what E stands for?
Power.
2 point.
E stands for exponential.
2.5. After 2.5, I don't know. This is how you find out on your calculator. You take E, you have an E to the X button. You take E to the 1 power. Oh, it's not 2.5. Dang it. I messed up. It's 2.7. 1828 1828 459 and it just keeps going. It's a number like pi. It's called the natural number. It's called natural number because it shows up in nature a lot. It does. It actually shows up in nature a lot. Don't make me show you a video. Okay. So we're going to use it, but it's just a number. E is just like the symbol pi. It just represents a number. Okay, so if I wanted you to find e to the 5th, you all have calculators. You have an e to the x button on your calculator. All you have to do is put that into your calculator. It's 148 point, and normally I'm just going to ask you to do 2 decimal places. 148.41. So I'm just doing these to have you guys test out whether you can do it. Most of these, I would tell you to simplify them first. It would be easier, but heck, you can put them in your calculator however you want to. I would add the exponents first.
Yeah, I'm not really good
Add the exponents on a calculator?
at that. I don't know
Oh.
how to get EDX there.
If you calculate it, I like to. What's your LN button? You don't have an LN button either.
I found it somewhere.
It's usually attached to the LN button.
There was something like that.
That's what you get for having a TI calculator. Okay, E. No, I'm joking. I don't know why. Yours just doesn't. It should be in there someplace. I
I
don't
found
know.
like a second and first line.
That's not good enough for
I don't know, okay, I'm just pushing buttons now.
that. You may have to borrow one.
Yeah.
I'm using my phone.
Wait, I don't think it's going to- I do that.
On iPhones, if you turn them sideways, you get a
Yeah,
scientific
you
calculator.
So this is fun calculator.
No, I'm not saying that.
It is the better.
See, if you turn your phone sideways, you get a scientific. If you
How
have,
do I do that?
if you have Apple phones. Okay. Anyway, they're just numbers. You're going to be asked to graph with them. They're just numbers. Just stick them in your calculator. Yes, you're going to get decimals. Yes, they're not going to line up perfectly on your graph. Deal with it. Suck it up and put points on your graph. Okay, so on this one, asymptote is going to be at -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one point I do absolutely know is e to the 0 equals 1. So I know that I have this point right here. I have to take 1 times 2. So it's up 2. If you don't like doing it that way, stick in your calculator. The rest of the points, you're going to have to use your calculator to get. Why, 10-minute bell? Why? Why do you haunt me? Okay, so -123.26. For that one, I got negative. For the next point over, I got -3.26. I don't know where that is. I just put a dot. A little bit under -3. For -1. I got 1.436, whatever. Don't care. I get 1.4. That's close enough. 1.4. Somewhere there. What? You don't want to change the one. No. The negative one goes to the 2. Goes to the e. So it'll be 1 over e to the x. But you still have to take it times 2. So you do 1 or 2 divided by e to the x would work. So you could rewrite it, since this applies to this, that would change that to the bottom. So you could do it like this. I feel like that's a pain in the butt too. It's easier to put in the negative power.
Put in the negative power to the e, and then take the e times 2.
Then you take that answer times 2
And that's it.
minus 4.
Wait, you got the negative 4 with the other.
It is.
So,
But if you want to get the actual number, you put in minus 4. If you don't put in the minus 4, then that's how far you go up from the asymptote. It depends on how you're doing it.
so
I just went ahead and put in the minus 4. That way I didn't have to worry about guessing it where it did. It just gave me the actual number for the axis.
So I could, if I say I didn't just name the asymptote graph, I could call in one on it.
Yep.
But if I
With
use the asymptote,
with ease, I don't usually mess with it.
okay.
Since I'm using my calculator anyway, just use your calculator. Okay, one last thing. You're going to have some story problems. Let me give you formulas for them. Is that good? I can. I don't know.
Oh, I remember these equations.
I know, aren't they terrific equations? I mean, they're just lovely. I love them so much.
It's not that hard, no. He's gonna forget it.
Yeah, Bart says.
Oh, I wasn't going to make you memorize them. I was going to give them to you on the test. But
Do that.
I mean, if you want to memorize them, we could do that. Do you want to know what all the letters mean? Do I need to write that down?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, don't show up to school tomorrow.
My English teacher didn't even know.
Hey, do you have to be here in this tonight?
No. Yeah, the schools are actually going to be shut down.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Wait, what?
No school tomorrow. Veterans Day.
Why don't we get educated on it?
What? Cover?
Yeah, just a second.
You have Band-Aids?
Yes.